So you know this whole the Dutch stuff that happened recently, yeah?
Yeah.
So you know, on the pod for predominantly the whole year, when I'm talking about new artists and stuff like that, you know, I've always mentioned Dutch a lot. I've talked about him a lot. Even from the year before, I just thought like, you know what? I just always saw something in the brother. Do you get what I'm saying? So then once all of this stuff happened with the 18-year-old girl and the 14-year-old girl or whatever it was, yeah, in my head I'm like, you know what, that's a conversation that I don't think needs to really be brought up, because there's like, to talk on something like that, yeah, and to have, you know, nonce or paedophile, whatever, next to someone's name, yeah, you have to have some super duper concrete. That's not like you can't just call somebody those type of things and not have big evidence to that. 100%. Do you know what I mean? And I just wouldn't feel comfortable. I just wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. That's not my thing. But, and also there was like things edited and whatever it was, yeah. But in my mind, I'm thinking, I got an emotional connection to his music though. So there's a part of me that's like, you know what? I do feel like I need to hear some type of explanation for something, yeah? Mm-hmm. Or some type of evidence for what was going on, just so that I could say, yeah, nah, do you know what? Like, I could see where the misunderstanding was. Or I might just say, you know what? That, I feel like that's just a bit odd. I don't really fuck with that. I'm gonna have to part ways with this thing and not really check for my man's music or whatever. So like, I've been waiting for that, and I have felt like just a small little bit of disappointment that I feel like that a lot of time has gone by and that hasn't happened yet. But at the same time, I understand that maybe there's certain things that are being put into place or whatever it may be. There might be a court thing going. I don't know. There might be something going on or whatever it may be. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I will say that I do feel like as a fan of his, I feel like I needed to hear something. But I'm not going to sit here and have a big discussion.
Because you know what it is? I've been hearing noise. I
can't take the noise, bro. I can't take the noise.
But I haven't. I bet people keep messaging me, asking me to speak about it.
Yeah. But I'm not, the noise thing, bro. Like, you can easily, when you go on Instagram or whatever, you can easily be sucked in by the noise and everyone else's information.
So are we talking about
no
this?
What is there to talk about?
So I want to know what he said.
What in the thing?
No. What Dutch said as an explanation, because I'm probably a little bit behind on this. But either way, yeah, I'm gonna say it like this: is it fact? No, yeah.
It's a fact that he was communicating with a 14-year-old girl that he knows very well. Like, he knows her. This is like fam. I don't know. Yeah. It's like family apparently. Yeah. But like the context of the conversation seemed to be odd, because there's parts of the message missing and all these type. Apparently, it's been manipulated in a certain way. Yeah?
Has she said anything?
Yeah, she did.
What she said?
Apparently that's it. Like,
it wasn't that.
It wasn't that. The mum said it wasn't that and all of that.
So you see in these situations, yeah,
it's
hard to speculate, because the people that we need to hear from, we've heard from, and they're all singing from the same hymn book. So you could, obviously opinions are opinions, but I just don't think you come with opinions on something this delicate. No, exactly. It has to be.
Go on, sorry.
It has to be kind of fact. So I know people are seeing. Apparently, it's edited messages or whatever it is, and I think for his saving grace, he just needs to, if anything, go through the messages and explain. He hasn't done that.
No, he hasn't done that.
Oh yeah, just do that then.
He needs to do that. But do you know what? I'm gonna move off that anyway, because there's
either way. Look, let me just say it, because I feel like a lot of people think that when I don't know me, like I don't, or if you, I'm not sure if you're getting messages or whatever it is, but I think people think that just because someone's a rapper, that man don't want to speak because like, oh no, I hear they're smoky and man don't want to speak on it just in case man anger them. That is not it. It's just not every conversation is for YouTube. I have plenty of conversations with people about things, and you'll never get it. This is not every conversation is for everyone. And I've had people in group chats like talking about this situation, all of that. But a lot of it, of what I see, is just like speculating on news as the news arrives, and then the news changes, and all of a sudden that comes in, and now man are talking about this, and that is. And
I feel like in these situations as well, because this is such a deep thing, because it's such a deep thing and it's not concrete, yeah, it's like as I said, putting a name next to somebody like that and not having evidence is crazy. Imagine his intention. Imagine like his intentions were pure, but he might have just, I don't know, you know,
whatever it is, like, whatever it is, I don't know. So I don't want to even sit here and speculate.
Yeah.
But what I will say is this: if you are a nonce, bury him, and if you're not, then free him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the thing is, Dan, yeah, the reason why like these type of conversations are tricky is because in this situation, nobody really knows other than him, really. Do you know what I mean? And I think that like it is, I wouldn't feel comfortable sitting there and like doing that when I don't have the concrete evidence for stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, going off what you just said though, yeah? Going off of what you just said, I think the misunderstanding that some people have with this platform in particular here, yeah, is that because we talk about certain things, that we must talk about absolutely everything. And I'm like, in my head, it's about context, isn't it? If I'm sitting here and I say I'm speculating on, you know, Chip and Stormzy or whatever it may be, like someone sending for someone or something like that, then like that is very different to sitting and speculating on somebody maybe having a conversation with a child. It's just like it's two different types of conversations. Yeah. But I'm more willing to do that because I know I'm more willing to do the music thing because it's music, it's art at the end of the day. It's for us to speculate on. And also, if there's a wider conversation, I'm on more having the wider conversation. I'm not on having a conversation directly to him. But that's why I want to move off this anyway, yeah? Well, where I was going with it was that, you know, some people was talking about the voice notes and like the talking to the 18-year-old girl and whatever, yeah? And then it made me think, I know, like, I've been around a lot of artists, I've travelled, I've toured, I've done all of these type of things, yeah? The bigger conversation almost is to have, at what point, yeah, in your life, as an artist or even as like just a human being, as a big man, do you turn around and say, even though this is legal in the eyes of the law, I'm not doing that.
Honestly, I think that just depends on individuals. You see what I'm saying?
Because that's a moral compass.
And it's also I think it depends. I think that goalpost should change as you get older. Right. You see what I'm saying? But maybe it shouldn't, because who am I to say a 50-year-old can't link a 20-year-old?
Well, this is the thing. It's good that you mentioned that. At what stage is an age gap okay? Does that make sense? Because I think that like an 18-year-old and a 30-year-old is off. Yeah. I feel like that is off. Yeah. But do I feel that a 25-year-old and a 35-year-old, I don't think is off. Yeah.
But that's also a different age gap. But I'm saying a 30-year-old and a 50-year-old isn't off because that's an adult. Right. That's two adults. Right. I think where it becomes a conversation is at what age does somebody act, not in the eyes of the law, at what age is somebody actually an adult? You know what I'm saying?
Right. To be honest, that's the bigger question.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then that question probably changes. I mean, the answer changes depending on
the country,
the maturity. You know what I'm saying? I know hell of 23-year-olds that may as well be 17. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just in terms of maturity, I don't know. Like it's so hard to put an age on it because that age just literally is, the clock hits 12 on your birthday and you are now that age. It doesn't necessarily mean that's
a social construct.
It is.
That's a social construct, and that's why that's a deep conversation. Because you know when you think about it, yeah, in certain countries, like there are things like that are happening with people that are even younger. Yeah, and in them, from how they've been brought up and stuff like that, that's been fine. Do you know what is actually funny as well? Yeah, when you think about like a lot of people's dads and mums. Like a lot of people, and like it's different now in the sense that like, see today, you might get people. There's like age gaps in relationships and all of these type of things. Yeah, sometimes the age gap like they come a little bit older. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like you'll get a certain man that would be with a girl that's a lot younger, or a girl that's with a lot younger man or whatever. But when you look at like mums and dads era, like they were with each other from a hell of a lot younger.
Yeah.
And maybe still together now.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Your dad's 70 and your mum's 45.
Yeah.
And your mum met him when she was 14.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. But I think people are becoming, just over the years, more socially conscious.
Yeah,
in general.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So now looking at things for what they potentially are. But for me, it's more about intention as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel like that 22-year-old, you might be 35, but you feel like that 22-year-old is, get me, good for you, and you feel like she's awake enough to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't feel like she's a kid. Yeah. Then I can't say anything about you linking at 22. I couldn't
be your judge for your moral compass on that. Yeah. I couldn't be, because to me, in my mind, I'm like, you're right. Depending on the context, the situation, like where she's at, where you're at, and your own intentions, then that just is where it is. But also, it could still be off if your intentions are, this is a cute, innocent little thing that doesn't know nothing. So that's why I care about intentions. She don't know,
exactly.
She don't know nothing. Yeah. I can groom her. Yeah. I can make her.
That's a completely different beast. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's hard to work out an age where an age becomes acceptable, because there will be 22-year-olds out there that are CEOs of companies, and there will be 22-year-olds that are chilling with 15-year-olds in youth clubs. They're both 22.
Yeah, but I do feel like there probably has to be there has to be a stage though, where, again, I can't be anyone's judge on that. Yeah, but I feel like as maybe someone with popularity or whatever it may be, influence, power, and all of that type of stuff, when you're stepping out on the road, and there are, people on you or whatever, there may have to be a time where if someone says to you that a certain age, you might just have to knock that on the head.
But yeah, and 100%. Same with Insta, same with anything that, I don't think there is an age that you can say, but you should know the age. Yeah. The age where, if there's an age where you think, oh, nah. If you think, oh, that's young for me, then
yeah, nah. But some don't know. And is that for like the community, or for us as people to then turn around and say, not as a judge thing, not as this is not what you should do, but more of the thing of this is what you should think about.
Give an example that is more likely to happen. So let's say the guy's 35 and the girl's...
A guy's 35 and he could be... Let's go with... The only reason why I'm going with artists is because... you could be a certain type of artist. You could be traveling around and your fan base is quite young. And you know what? You might be single, you might be a sweet, whatever it may be, and your thing is chopping. We can't be naive to the fact that these things happen, innit? Yeah. And sometimes this happens, people may not even be asking for ages and that, because you're in a space where the legal requirement for somebody to be in there is of a government legal age. Yeah. So for you, you're thinking, you know what, it's cool. Whatever it is, whoever this girl is, she's in here. So if she's in here, she's old enough for it to be whatever it is. But then it becomes the moral compass thing. Yeah. And then where it's like, all right, cool. You know what? Yeah, like this guy this artist or whoever could be such and such of an age, and this girl could be 19 years old. Like he could be 30 something. So she could be 19 years old. And in my head, that's not okay.
I think you got to tap that on the head as well, 100%. As in, like, just not tap that on the head, knock it on the head. Tap that on the head sounds mad, but as in, I feel like it's legal, but it's not
morally okay.
It's not morally okay.
Well, the thing is, it depends on your morals. People have different moral compasses.
Right.
We're talking about something that can't be.
That's why I keep saying policed. I can't be your judge on that. Yeah. I can't judge you on that.
But I can just judge you privately.
That's true.
Don't get twisted.
That's true.
I judge bare people.
That's
but
true.
I just judge privately. It's not for me to go and talk about this shit and to say, what people shouldn't be linking so and so, because there'll be plenty of people who are 35 that go out with a 20-year-old and they consider themselves soulmates. You know what I'm saying? Who am I? It's just different. It's just completely different scenarios.
Does it change the argument? Well, it probably doesn't change the argument, but like, does it become interesting when you say to a girl who is of a legal age that she's made the decision that she wants to do something, and she is technically of an age where she said, this is what I want to do, but now people are saying, no, you're not ready. You're not ready for that.
What is the
So-
thing?
What is the thing?
Yeah, as in ready for what?
Sex.
Oh shit.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if a girl of a certain age, you could come in this as well, Callum. If a girl's a certain age, yeah, of the illegal whatever that is, yeah, and she's made the decision, this is what I want to do, yeah, then like, is it like, people then turn around and then say, no, you're not old enough to make that decision for yourself, or is it more of a thing? Is it more of a thing of like, the onus is on us to take that power out of their hands and say no?
As the man or as a parent?
As the man. As a parent, you don't even always know what your kids are doing.
To clarify, are you saying like, as the man, are you saying...
If a girl tries to stick it on you...
If a girl says that
like,
this is what I want to do...
specifically, or are you saying she's...
Not you specifically.
Of age and she's wants to have sex or whatever, but we as people are saying not yet.
Yes.
Or are you saying not with me?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm not directing this to you.
But you're talking about you hypothetically.
I'm saying...
I mean one specific person.
One specific person. Or no, even if... Yeah, one specific person.
Because then...
I'm attracted to you. She says, I'm attracted to you.
Yeah.
I want to sleep with you. But then the community says, no, you are not old enough. You're not ready.
Community?
Yeah, because that is what this is ultimately about.
Oh, you mean... I mean...
When you think about... When people turn around and say, oh, this person's talking to an 18-year-old or 19-year-old, that's wrong. Yeah. That's community that does that.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. But it's not actual community speaking directly to her saying... You can't do. I personally just think that
it might not be
that we like men have a
right.
do have a responsibility to make sure we're not taking the piss.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? And not like at 16, 17, whatever the legal age is nowadays for anything. Yeah. They're still naive. A lot of naivety at all of these legal ages for anything. Do you see what I'm saying? So. Just because somebody wants to do something, they don't always know what's best for them. But they are now legally in a position where they can do what they want.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
They can make that decision for themselves.
But if they are 16, leave them to go and have sex with a 16-year-old.
Right. Or 17-year-old.
Or 17, whatever it is.
Right. Where does that stop?
Fuck.
I don't know.
Is 16 and 18
well,
off?
Let's go back to what the rules were, yeah? In terms of if you were in college, you couldn't link a girl from school. Doesn't matter if she was 16, 16
Let's talk about
30,
that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. Say that again.
If you was in college,
right?
Doesn't matter if you was first year of college,
you couldn't link a girl from school.
Linking a girl that is in school uniform. You did it.
No.
Oh.
No, but we don't do that. But we can all attest. I don't know about you, Callum, yeah, but I know that we can all attest that there was dons parking up in the whip outside the school gates.
But what were we as the community saying?
Nothing.
Not
right.
to them, but what was we saying amongst ourselves?
Yeah.
Like, man, these man on young things.
But sometimes certain man was like, right, his whip's cold still.
Yeah, but I'm saying we can judge whatever. We can judge the good with the good, but we judge the bad. We was always saying, right, like, why these weirdo youths like coming?
That's off. Yeah.
You're big 19 years old coming to link up a 15/16-year-old.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that a 3-year age gap is huge, but I'm just saying the age gap is allowed to become wider the older you get, and that is somebody at the absolute naivety of their legal age. If they are 16,
yeah,
that is like you've just turned 16.
Yeah, because the banana's still green.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Even though it's you could still no because you could still potentially have that, but it's still it's not really. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just one of those things, and like it's unfortunate now, that I would say sex is everywhere now. I can't even download a flipping MP3 without them offering me some hot girl in my area that wants to have sex with me. Like, as in, it's everywhere. Like, it's everywhere 10 times more than it was when we were younger.
Yeah.
So because of that, I feel like they are desensitized to it, and they at 16. Well, you know what these girls are like. 16, they believe they are big women.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And they believe it. Do you see what I'm saying? So where they're able to be like, nah, fucking, like, I could do what I want. And almost put on the front of a big girl that my sister's 17. She was in the Shard the other day with her friend.
Hey.
And I'm just like, in the Shard? you're a baby. Do you see what I'm saying?
Did you roll up there?
No,
the vibe of,
no, because I knew who she was with. But I'm saying just in general, like
eating 2 sea bass and that with the brethren and whatnot.
But you see what I'm saying? As in, they're trying to grow up.
They're trying to do adult
and do adult stuff.
Yeah.
When I was 17,
through Instagram,
I wasn't on that. Do you see what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to be an adult, but because of Insta,
bro, I went to the shop for the first time like fucking
a couple years ago.
Exactly. Bro, I didn't even know about the shop when I was a fucking
Do you see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, they all think they're older now, even more than we were the generation that could still be quite childish because we were protected from certain things. We didn't know about certain things. We weren't forced to grow up.
Yeah.
These lot are 12 years old looking at drip pages.
Right.
But what I'm saying?
I'm conflicted though, Dan, because at the same time, I'm conflicted on the sense of like, I feel that as like with my brethren, we'd hold each other accountable for stuff. Do you get me? If my brethren was moving mad, I would tell him he's moving mad, and he would do the same thing with me. Yeah, and I would like to believe that if my brethren was going and checking a girl that is super young or whatever, we're gonna have a little conversation about that. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. But then, so I'm like, I feel like we should be living in a society or a world where we should be able to do that with our brethren and hold them accountable, whatever it may be. They're still gonna ultimately do what they're gonna do anyway, but that's then for you to work out whether you can fuck with that person or not. That's completely up to you. Then there's another part of like, now maybe sometimes it is all right to shame someone publicly though, when they're moving too mad, because then it might deter other people from doing it. Yeah. Or does it not do that because then it makes them even more sneaky and more... Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? It's one of those things that either way, something has to give. Do you see what I'm saying? So public shaming's fine, but in fact, I don't know if public shaming's fine. Do you see what I'm saying? Because that causes its own damage.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
And it's more so if you get it wrong.
Private shaming's better. Not shaming, but like almost pulling someone up saying, hey, what are you doing? Brother. But my thing is that I think a lot of people want to see things burn just because it's standard. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. The intention is, it's all intention. So the reason why is my man going out with a girl 10 years younger, yeah? That's why. Is it just because, I found her, I love her, or is it just because she's young, get me, I can kind of tell her what to do? That's an intention. Yeah. And then also, the people that are trying to tear these people down, what's your intention? Is your intention just to like bury someone, or are you trying to educate someone? And do you know what I'm saying? Like there's bigger issues within these issues.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of people who are just on, you know, every week a new kind of thing comes up and people on Twitter just start burying people, yeah? Whether it's someone who's cheated on their missus, whether it's someone who's done something weird, whether it's someone that's just done something mad, they start burying them on Twitter, yeah? But I think a lot of them just bury them just because this is a place to bury people. But even their intention needs to be questioned.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So there's loads to it, man. There's layers, man. Yeah. This is why in times where people start, I just try to do nothing. Do nothing. I think and I have my private conversations, but there's some things you cannot ignore and have to be done publicly.
Yeah. I'm honestly, bro, I'm more on just having the wider conversations, innit? I use the Dutch thing to kind of as a segue to get into this because it was what it was. But even then, with that, I'm just trying to stay away from that more. So I'll stay away from flipping, you know, this one like having an affair with that one, or if there's a jokey little element to it or a wider conversation, I'll do some of that.
Like even like for example, what was this week's scandal or last week? I don't know. Jack Grealish.
What about it?
Yeah? That picture come out where he was just, he was just on a madness, yeah?
Yeah.
Now I don't know what Twitter's doing, but I can guess what Twitter's doing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Was that picture real?
Yeah.
Yeah, for people who don't know, basically Jack Grealish is a footballer, plays for Aston Villa. He was on the bed lying down and there was a black girl that was crouched down, screening tits out, and it looked like they was about to get into the thing, or they done it already. Twisted,
someone took that picture, so I'm guessing that there was someone else in that room.
Oh right,
with them.
Yeah.
So
it was a free,
this is what it is. So people will start to bury Grealish for it.
Why?
Because you just bury things because it's. Do you know what I'm saying?
But he might have been having a threesome. What's wrong with that?
This is my thing. Now they might say something about mixing households because of COVID. I don't know. But what I'm saying is,
I love it when you even got that.
But what I'm saying is, it's still like people aren't burying him because you shouldn't be behaving like this because you're putting the country at risk. Man are just ripping people. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot to it. I think everyone has a responsibility. So if you are a guy, you have a responsibility to make sure that you are behaving yourself as much as you can and not doing things that people can I don't know, just kill you for. Do you see what I'm saying? So
yeah, I think,
but at the same time, if you have fallen in love, if you are 35 and you have fallen in love with a 21-year-old,
bro, it happens.
So be it.
Bro,
do you see what I'm saying? It's just how it is, unfortunately.
Isn't Evra's with a girl who's quite young? He's a footballer as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, bro, I can't judge that because I don't know what the dynamics of that situation is. All I can say is that I do believe that there has to be a point where it's okay from and not okay from.
Yeah.
But that's an individual thing. You have to work that out yourself. Yeah. I am not with. You will never find me with a teenager.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do I believe that miraculously I could fall in love with somebody who is a lot younger than me? Yeah, I believe that could happen. Do you know what I mean? But like, yeah, there's a limit because there's a place where I'm not even putting myself in a position to even get to know someone like that.
What's
Do you get
that
what I'm
place
saying?
for you?
But at the same time, yeah, the thing is, this is contextual as well because sometimes we're talking about falling in love and relationships and all of this type of stuff, yeah? Sometimes we got to talk about just the chop.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
there has to be a point where it's just that. And what, are you asking me how low am I going for the chop?
Yeah.
You can't ask that question
That's dangerous, you know. I don't know if this is a conversation here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wouldn't know what it was anyway. I'm off the market. But I'm saying I don't know what it is, but I'll know what it is if it came to it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know it's not.
I know I could see a girl and be like, you ain't ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just this is not like nah. Bro, just the teenage thing in general, I'm not doing. Whether you're ready or not.
No.
The teenage thing.
Mine would probably
We're going in the 20s here.
Also, I'm smoky, innit? So as in like, it's not just about your age. It's what are you on?
Oh, facts.
What are you actually on?
I am worried that I'll be screenshotted anyway. So I move like that. You get what I'm saying? You're messaging someone or whatever. And that happened to me a while back where having a little message or whatnot now. And then, boom, next minute, I get a screenshot back of the conversation that we've just had. And then I'm like, wait, what? You trying to... Oh, no, my phone... all right. Yeah, I hear that still. I hear you. I understand where that... Yeah.
But do you know what? It's just... Well, this is why it's probably best nowadays to just park off.
No, man.
Get something and park off now. Get a girlfriend, get a missus and park off because... The streets are wild now.
The streets are crazy. Do you know what though? Before we leave, right, quickly, because this might be a bigger conversation maybe for another day, yeah? But I still feel like it realms in the same situation as like the youths going hunch. I feel like there's a conversation in that. And we don't talk about that a lot. But one thing that I do know is, when we're talking about moral compass and that, I see enough man, making a hella judgments on certain things. And I'm like, but you... are responsible for a young buck going cunt though.
Yeah,
you did that.
I've always said it. We as humans,
you did that.
I'm saying we as humans, we bend the rules for us
when
ourselves,
it suits us,
wherever we can.
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
There's no genuine consistency.
Yeah,
there's no genuine consistency in my mind. When I actually deep that is actually mad.
Yeah.
When you actually really deep it, Lowski said in a tune, what was it? It was like, he said something about in 013 being in country or whatever, yeah? Lowski is 20 years old. So in 013, that was a long time ago. Now, obviously we all know he's come from a certain place or whatever it may be, and a certain environment or whatever it may be, and these type of things happen, yeah? But I'm going to take an educated guess that like he didn't just say to himself one day, I'm just going to go up there on my own accord to just see what's going on. There has to be something that happens. Yeah. There has to be something that happens in order for that to happen. Now, I understand, yeah, that like there's youths that come from a super poor background, they need money and all of these type of things. For me, the reason why I've always thought that was mad is because sometimes, and I know that like not everyone might have this foresight or whatever, but I just feel like as a bigger man sometimes, yeah, and you've got money or whatever it is, or you've got a little operation running or whatnot, yeah, your better investment may actually be just investing in a talent in what they do or getting them to do something constructive. Mm-hmm. I never saw that. I bring this up all the time, yeah, but when I was young, yeah, I never really saw the man them say, you know what? Nah, man, don't listen. What you want to do? You want to dress? Nah, man, don't do that, man. What do you want to do? What your parents can't afford you to go football on Saturday or whatnot? And what? How much is it? £20. I'll do that, man. Go and do. Just know that when you sign a contract and that, if something happen, you understand what I'm saying. And you know what? Sometimes I don't begrudge the road man where he comes back and says, "Yo, what you bust as an artist and that." Yeah, come like peel off a little. Sometimes I don't begrudge that because they might have turned around and said, you know what, in the early days, yeah, here, like studio time, do all of that, all of this type of thing. That's for you to deal with, yeah. But when it's a thing of, like there's no food at home and there's no this, I'll tell you what, just hold that line or hold this strap or come round me, man, or whatever, come round the man them or whatnot. You know I'm already impressionable as a young buck because, you know, all these lot dress a certain way. They got a car, they got chains, they got gold teeth in their mouth, all of these type of things. They got money and they look like they're super rich. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm hanging around you because you look like you're living a certain life. And then now you then say to me, yeah, go crunch and give me £100-200 a day, which is a hell of a lot of money still for a young buck.
And it was never that price.
It was never that.
I never got sent crunch, but I know everyone who did. Like the prices were horrendous.
What was he getting? What was man getting?
Man was getting £50 a day.
Yeah, see, that is still a lot of money for a 14-15-year-old. Yeah, but for the risk, that's a madness. So this but is even thing, to get them to go there to do that,
naivety of a 13-year-old, 14, 15-year-old. You don't understand the risk. No. We understand the risk now looking back.
But the older brother does.
Yes.
The older person who sent them there does. But this is what I'm
talking about.
So what is the difference between that and essentially, I don't know, like other types of grooming? There isn't really that much
grooming
difference.
Is grooming. It's just different types. Grooming is grooming. It is the same thing. That's what I'm saying. It is what it is. And it's just part and parcel of areas that have loads of social housing and are slightly deprived, and you know what I mean, and people are struggling because poverty and struggle equals desperation equals hella bad decisions.
We gotta start looking at actually not we, certain man from that were heavily in the road and whatever, yeah, actually really need to start looking at what they perceive as real or gangster or whatever it is. Like we got to start looking at that and really unpacking it.
Tricky.
Because sometimes, and that's why I love Tricky. Honestly, that is why I love Tricky. Because sometimes when I hear certain man sit there and say, "Oh, you know what, fucking, you know, we needed someone real to sit down and do this, that, and the other." In my head, I'm like, I hear that still. I definitely hear that still, yeah. But if this real thing and this like super sick thing this perspective that you're coming from, ultimately is in the package of you having young boys going to crunch, yeah, you do your thing, cuz. If that is that, me and you are different. Yeah. If your thing was, you know what, let me go and send my Mac, we are definitely different. And I 100% accept that. If that me being is like, you know, this selling, you know, crack, heroin or whatever to the community and glorifying that in some way of it being, you know, I'm high and almighty, me and you are different.
That's the thing though, it's stages, life stages of life, you know. At a certain age, I didn't care what it was. Yeah, of course. It was just about the bag.
But you know what the difference is, bro? And I trust me when I tell you, Dan, I understand that, you know. Yeah. Trust me when I tell you, I understand that.
It was just about the bag.
Trust me when I tell you, Dan. Trust me when I tell you, I understand that. But the pure difference is there becomes a point in your life where you look at that and you think, you know what? I know where my head was at when I was doing that. So when I'm sitting and I'm having these conversations about that, even though that's not my thing, if I'm going to sit down and I'm going to have a conversation about it, I'm going to sit down and have a conversation from this perspective and this angle. Not on a thing of, yeah, bruv, man was, you get what I'm saying, blood? And you get like Like, because to me, that looks cool for the kids.
But maturity,
that looks cool for the kids. But to me, I just think like, yeah, we're different.
No, but just in general though, you're right, 100%. But we're there. We're there. We understand how stupid certain things were and some decisions are, and like what is a better alternative for that. But some people don't, and some people don't see it till 40 or 50. Some people don't see it until they got their 10 years in jail. Some people, like, it's just.
I hear that.
Some people learn.
That's why I say, you know what, we gotta just like, or they, or whoever needs to actually sit down and start really looking at like what these codes, like what do these
as a
codes
people
really,
we have to do better.
Like not in a thing of me, like anyone looking down on anyone, but let's like actually really talk about that. Like what is this? What is the code really?
Yeah.
And what is this really? What is that really? Like, let's proper talk about it. Let's proper have a conversation about that. And when you start unpacking the layers of it, then a lot of us will start to realize, you know what it was at the time, and the circumstance or whatever, and there are deep-rooted issues within it that are deeper than just us. But ultimately, a lot of that is bullshit. Do you get me?
It's bullshit, man. I know it would actually be good for that convo anyway.
Who?
Babs.
Oh yeah.
Be good for that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. It's not. I'm not saying I want to have it. I'm just saying it as in general. But yeah, I would do that because listen, man. There's certain things I want to sit and discuss at some point. But you know. Anyway, flipping. Is there anything that anyone needs to see or check out? I know I keep catching man off guard. Callum's looking at me like I'm crazy. You must have something, Callum, bro. It can be anything. Do you know what? Maybe I might go for a song again, you know. I feel like that's always
the
easy.
easiest thing, just really.
Dan, what have you got, bro? Have you got something, bro?
No, I don't think I do.
No, you do, bro. There must be something.
Something that someone needs to see or not.
You know, we're not leaving until we did like.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'll tell you what. My guy's got. When is this gonna come out? But it's good.
The audio's out tomorrow.
Sent something. Hold on. All right, cool. There's like scented candles. I know you said
sick.
that you don't really like.
Nah, it's not. I don't like ginger. But
but there's like sick scented candles. It's called the Scent Home. And they're good quality still.
The Scent.
The Scent Home on Insta, and go and get some scented candles. They're quality.
What you got, Callum?
It's an album by George called Almost an Adult. It's pretty fucking sick. I really enjoy it. It's calm.
Do you know what? Yeah, there is a book that I'm reading at the moment called. Wait, let me just make sure I don't say this wrong. It's really good still. Right, 1 second. See, the Twitter's just... Oh, yeah, here we go. It's called In Black and White. And it's this girl, yeah? She's from Essex, yeah? Mixed race girl. And she's a barrister. And basically, her cousin was murdered. His name's called Ayo, yeah? He was murdered when he was like 14, like super young or whatnot. And then she decided that she wanted to like, she was thinking about getting into working in law and whatnot, yeah. But her cousins and that were mad anti it. Like, why would you want to, you know what I mean, work within the justice system kind of thing. But I'm not too deep in the book yet. She's just talking about like how it all started and like the murder that happened or whatever. And then also like she talked randomly by pure coincidence, yeah. She's like one of the trial cases, because they have to do like trial cases sometimes where they get like actors and stuff. And just by pure coincidence, when she went to one of them, it was on her cousin, like Ayo, yeah, which was mad. But her name is Alexandra Wilson, and it's called In Black and White. It's good still. Anyway, flipping love and guidance to everyone. And yeah, we link, yeah? Love.